Welcome, friends. Welcome to today's Reconsider It live stream. Best live stream you're gonna see all day. Here in this Reconsider It live stream, you are gonna get a nice chunk of time, 30, 45, 60 minutes of me playing around with some settings, adjusting the way things sound, hanging out in the studio with you. It's going to be a really good time. Some tinkering with knobs. My regulars know what this is about. If you are new, to the Reconsider It live streams, welcome. You made a really good decision joining. Here on this Tinkering with Knobs stream, I'm going to be picking up with this beat. This is the beat I was doing at the end of the most recent stream from yesterday. I got about halfway through it. I did the bass. I did this echoey support layer. Then I had some stomach issues and I said, oh, I gotta sit down. Felt kind of nauseous. Which was a thrilling experience, I know. Especially because it's the second time that it happened on a live stream. If you are concerned, I know some of my jam fam had some concern. The core members of SOAR in particular expressed some concern, which I understand and realize. I am confident that I do not have some kind of stomach illness. I'm confident that I just need to watch what I eat before I get on a stream. But your concern is well placed, and I thank you. Trusto says we come around too. Yeah, you're right. That's basically what's happening. Just continuing on, I'm going to wrap up this beat. This one was tuned to the key of G. We got part of the way through it yesterday. But while we're here in the warm-up phase, my friends, there's one action that you need to complete. It's an action item for you. And this action item is to grab yourself a drink. Grab yourself a drink. I got my water. As always, I like this water. My regulars know that this is usually the drink that I drink with. It is a dynamic water filter by Life Straw, meaning it filters the water as I drink it. Or more precisely, as I suck it through the straw. It filters it at that time. Really cool. Crazy Wabbit says he's here and lurking. I'm with it. I'm with it. Friends, we're going to do the warm-up cheers. It's going to be really good. Here in this warm-up cheers is just practice. You don't have to feel any kind of pressure or anything. Just a warm-up. I'm going to count to 3. I'm going to clink the camera. You get to engage in this. Get the blood flowing a little bit. Engage in this warm-up cheers to start remembering and knowing that you are out here among us. We are together in all this. I'm gonna count to 3, my friends. We're doing it. It's coming right now. The practice cheers 1. Really good, my friends. And now the practice cheers is getting up. It's getting up. 2, 2, 2. If you were wondering whether that was a very beautiful echo, the answer is no, that was just me. Practice cheers right now on 3. Clink. Cheers, my friends. Good practice cheers. I feel very practice cheersed at this time. I feel very warmed up. You did a really good job with that. Crazy Wabbit and Trusto coming in with some cheers in the chat. In addition to my water over here, I've also got some food. You do not necessarily need to get yourself some food so that we might dine together or sup, that we might sup. But I might be taking a bite of something here or there. When we were doing this beat last night, or this palette really is the better way to think of it. When we were doing this palette last night, I got this far. I said I was pretty comfortable with the bass. I'm checking it out. I'm still feeling pretty good about it. There's this echoey support layer. I adjusted some of the EQ on that and the delay in it, or reverb it might be. Still feeling pretty good about that. So now there is the other 2 instruments that I have yet to sort out. And then after that, after I sort out the other 2 remaining instruments, then I got to do some panning. I got to check out the output effects. And I have a small housekeeping item that I might do as well. Which is double check some prior tracks that I got some good volume levels. Because the other day, maybe it was yesterday, I discovered a track that just came out of this round of tinkering with knobs, this go through on the palettes. And it didn't have the right volume levels for my hi-hats. So I said, said, oh, did I not do that consistently? So I'm going to do a quick run through of all the palettes up through here and just make sure they all got good levels on the good standards for things like the hi-hat levels and maybe one or two other things. So this one is the one I need to mess with now. It's got that same like over prominence that some of them have. I think what you can see across many of my palettes still, even as I go through this round of revisions, they have the everything louder than everything else syndrome, where each instrument is like trying to be center stage, but all of them need to play together. So as I make these palettes, I need to keep that in mind. So right now this one is very center stage. What about the other one? Here's the other one that I need to do today also. Yeah, that one's... This one shouldn't be used as a center stage, but it has sonic elements that you would want in a center stage element. So yeah, they are still competing, like these two here. They sound all right from like a compositional perspective. I see Synchrotron is in the place. Welcome, my man. So yeah, both of these two instruments I'm going to be messing with right now. I think I need to bring them back a little bit. Of the two of them, I think this is the one that is the actual center stage element, the one that would get a solo potentially, or the thing that's closest to a solo. Everything kind of supports it. So this one I think maybe I still want to bring back a little bit, but of the two, this is the one that should be standing out. And then this other one over here, this one over here, that one I'm still going to bring down in terms of the EQ. I'm going to dull it a little bit. I'll probably be messing with the echo on that, the reverb. I want to take out a lot of the body in the reverb. This layer should be not taking up a lot of volume in the audio space. A lot of density, I should say. Not necessarily a lot of volume, but a lot of density. But I'm going to mess with... Oh, you know what? Maybe I should mess with this one first, because it's meant to be a supporting layer. Yeah, I'll do that. So I will mess with this sound first. I was going to mess with the organ one first, but I'll do this one. So as I say, my main thoughts on this one are remove a lot of the reverb, the body in the reverb, dull it a little bit, the sound itself. Otherwise, not bad. It's got like a distorted element to it, which I like, so I'm going to keep that. And I'm going to fit it in with everything else, so I'll bring everything else back in. Let's get started on it. Let's see how I'm going to mess with the sound. Trust Us says that he's trying to break my thought process. I've brought the stream to just a crashing halt. Man, this is because of Trusto. Look at how he has done this to me. He's had this impact upon me. He was able to affect this change in me. Back to the beat, though. Synchrotron says, Recon is a pro! That's a pretty big compliment. Thank you, my dude. By the way, for anyone who's not familiar with Synchrotron, in the chat, you should go check out his page. It's got a lot of cool synthy, music-y, but not only synthy, music-y stuff to offer, including a really dope live stream every Saturday morning, correct? That's what it is? Well, I guess in my time zone, it's Saturday morning. Every Saturday. Nice, like, huge space. You're just swimming in awesome sonic vibes. It's a great experience. So if you're not familiar with Synchrotron, check out his page. Yeah, time zone. Time zone stuff. Synchrotron says, confirmed. Crazy Wabbit wants a pants check. I do have pants. Look at this. My pants. That's good. Real good. Pants are fully intact. Let's check out this sound, my friends. This is, again, the one I'm going to be playing with. This one here. Taking out some of the bite, taking out body from the reverb. Those are my main two things I'm going toward. And I'll talk about it a little bit when I'm going to mess with it. Actually, you know what? Before I mess with it, I told you that I'm going to be telling you more about the 505, like what's in the sound, how is the sound built, and what am I doing as I mess with it. So this sound here, it's built out of a synth. So there's a lot of synth going on. The synth being like, it is a setting in the 505. This is, again, mostly for the people who are into the 505 stuff and asked for this. The synth, and then on top of that, it feeds into a electric, which is the auto-tune, then a mod delay, then an EQ. Let's take a look at that. Oh wait, did I have the wrong one there? I might have had the wrong one. Let me see. Let me double check. I might have told you the wrong one there. Indeed. I told you the wrong one. I apologize a lot. There's a big number that quantifies the apology that I'm doing for you right now. I apologize. A big apologize. Here's what it's really built of. Again, a synth. A lot of synths all over the place. I think all of them, actually. Yeah, all the instruments are built out of synths in this one. Synth goes into the electric, which is the auto-tune. Then a slicer, a step slicer. That might be what's part of giving it some of its bite. So I'll take a look at that. I'll take a look at the pattern of the slicing. How drastic are the jumps? And then that feeds into a reverse delay. I think that's where a lot of the quote-unquote body is coming from that I'm hearing. Some very good chats coming in. Trusto has totally broken my concentration. Okay, so yeah, feeding into a step slicer. I'll look at the pattern on that because it could be coming in with drastic jumps, and that might be contributing to the bite that I'm feeling on that one. Anyway, enough talking. I'm going to jump into it, my friends. Let's deal with this instrument here. so far I have taken out in the echo on this layer, or not taken out, but I have drastically reduced the feedback, which is effectively like the length that it drags out. It was up something higher, like 50 or 60 or whatever it was. I took it down to 14 on the feedback, so it dies out quicker. I also reduced the time a little bit, which I believe is the, like, how frequently it's cutting in order to do a delay. I could be mistaken about that. So that also is a little thinner. The EQ on the delay was pretty good. It cut out already most of the low and high, so I'm not touching it anymore. I'm now going to continue on and look at the synth element and look at the slicer element. Is it drastic or not? Let's see. Reporting back for duty. Indeed, the slicer was pretty sharp. So that was as, I guess, postulated. Not fully anticipated, but postulated as maybe. I see symptoms of realities in the place. Getting caught up on some very nice chats. Moser as well, very good. So the slicer was pretty sharp. It goes. So if you're not familiar with the 505 slicer, the way it's split up will probably not be. It will probably be intuitive for you. Here it comes. The slicer chops things up into as much as 16 slices. So you can imagine you have your whole sample, your whole audio sample like this bass, and it's cut up into 16 equal slices. For each of those 16 slices, I can control the volume level. And I can also control how long it is. 100% is, yeah, take up the whole length of your 16th of the sample. But I can also shorten it so that it's more of a slice. And that's the one I'm messing with, and that's the one that does have some sharpness to it. 192, 70, 0. So that's pretty sharp. 189, 34, 0. Those are the first 8 chunks. So indeed it is pretty sharp. But changed how I was performing it, and I don't want to mess with this because I think it actually does sound pretty good. And if I just take back the slice intensity a bit, the wetness of the slice, it actually sounds pretty nice. I was playing with that part intentionally. So the only thing left to play with on this is the synth itself. I think I'm probably going to leave it as it is. I'm looking at it real quick. It's got two main things, frequency and resonance. That's basically like how prominent does it sound versus muted, like muted with a pillow. That's a very imprecise description of what those two knobs do. E-dub in the place. So all of this is to say, I think this level or this layer that I'm playing with right now is getting to a pretty good place, and I'm probably going to re-record it soon. Here again for your remembrance, for your reminder. This is the one I'm messing with and I'm gonna replace. Not bad, but it has a little bit of a bite or a sting to it. A little bit too much reverb and echo in it. So I'm gonna be replacing that, I guess right now. I'm gonna go off mic and go back to the synth stuff. And let's see what we get here. All right. I think it does sound pretty good. I saw a thumbs up coming in the chat. Synchrotron saying yes. It's a bit quiet is my only... Or maybe these other ones are just too loud. I'll take these other ones down. Still a little quiet. When I was recording it, I had to turn the mic up, which I usually do not like to do, because then I forget to turn it back down. And the next thing is too loud. But just sound-wise, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Friends, you know what time it is? We're about 30 minutes into the stream right now. That means it is time. Especially after getting to a point where I think I'm going to say I'm pretty happy with this. I'm still going to rebuild a new beat from scratch with everything. But this instrument, I think, is pretty good. So that means we got to celebrate. And you know how to celebrate. Grab a drink, my friends. We are doing the first official cheers moment of the stream. It's gonna be really good. We did the practice cheers earlier, and that was a really good practice cheers. It went really well. Now it's time for the real deal. Grab a drink, my friends. We're doing some cheers. Oh, this is gonna be so good. This is what you've been looking forward to. You like feel this one building up. Friends, I'm going to count to 3. We are going to just affirm our togetherfulness. Synth Seeker in the place as well. Welcome. We're going to affirm this together, my friends. You know that you belong. You are in the right place. You made a really good decision joining today. 1. It's really good. It's really good, this cheers moment we're going to have. Oh, man, it's really nice. You can just feel it coming up like 2. Don as well joining us. It's just like a vortex pulling people in. Because everybody knows this is where you belong. This is the place to be, my friends, on 3. Clink. Cheers, my friends. That was really good. Oh man, that just feels good. Literally feel that in your body. It's togetherfulness. It's really, really good. Please like this video. Please subscribe. To our friends who are joining us after the stream, joining us on replay, please leave a comment. What do you like about this stream so far? What do you think about these instruments that I'm messing with? To my friends in the year 5,296. Thank you for being here. Speaking of like, comment, subscribe, share, speaking of all that, I just crossed the 400 subscriber mark. Woo! Milestone. I would not have considered that much of a milestone, but YouTube does, I guess. Because having crossed 400 subscribers, it now shows me when people are on. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, that was like the most critical thing that I wanted to figure out, like when to stream, when to go live. Turns out the times that I've chosen for my weekly live streams are not perfectly aligned with when most of my followers are on. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. But in any case, I'm still thinking about when I get to 505 subscribers, do I do something? Because I use the 505. So 505 subscribers. I don't know. I don't know if I'll bother with that. Maybe. But I do feel pretty good about this instrument over here. Feel pretty good about this. I took a lot of the reverb out, like I was saying. It still has its slicer, but I dialed back the wetness of the slicer, and I think that worked really well. The volume level remains my only concern, but fortunately I can adjust the volume level. So for now I'm going to take that route. So this is the final instrument. The instrument itself is okay, I think. I don't really hear much in terms of conflicts with the rest of the sounds. Yeah. Even this one that I just messed with. So this organ one, this organ sound here, which is the final one for me to do for this palette. I think I'm going to mess with it, but I'm not going to mess with it that much. So let's have a look. I'm going to go off the mic and get into this instrument here. What is it? Or actually, let me tell you how I made it for my 505 heads. So this one, the way I built it, which is not how I would build it if I were to rebuild it from scratch. I would not build it in this order. But I started with electric, which is the auto tuner. This one is tuned to the key of G, by the way. The electric fed into the synth, and then fed into the oscillator bot. And that's where most of it gets its texture from. The oscillator bot is set to a vintage saw, and then that's fed into a reverb. So I'm going to start messing with that, but as I say, I think it's in a pretty good state. So I'm not going to mess with it too much. But nonetheless, I'm going to bring in the other layers also, see how it plays with the other layers. So I'll bring those in one at a time and all that. Let's do it. So I was just messing with the synth part of this organ stack here, and I took out a lot of the resonance and frequency settings, which again are like the, not exactly just high end, but like the brilliance of it. So I took that down, the brilliance of it. I'm surprised, because I ordinarily wouldn't have messed with that, but I think it's starting to sound better. There's a couple other settings that I could mess with here in the synth. Actually, never mind. Never mind, no there aren't. Just those two. So I think that one might be ready for, or no, the oscillator bot. There's some, okay. Tone, some other settings, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna keep messing with this organ sound before I re-record it. Let's see what I can get this to. Can I come up with something that like has a unique flavor instead of something that's less of a unique flavor? Ladies and gentlemen, Kent Spong is in the place. Tracker Jack as well, yes. So part of what I've been messing with on this oscillator bot was the tone, which to a lesser degree is kind of like the brilliance that I was messing with earlier on the synth layer. I also tried playing around with a few other layers. I made very, very small tweaks. It's mostly the same. So I think that one is in pretty good shape. There's still the reverb. So I'm going to start messing with that. It doesn't have a lot of reverb currently. I like that, but I might bring in a little bit, even if it's just a short-lived reverb with a lot of decay or, you know, low sustain or whatever it's called in this. Let's find out. I'm going to go back to the instruments, my friends. So here's what I've been messing with on the reverb. I actually think I got it to a pretty nice spot. There was a lot of pre-delay on it, so I took that down. And that removed a lot of like this bunching that was happening shortly after the sounds before it got into the reverb, which is nice. So I reduced that pre-delay quite a bit on this. The time of the thing to be delayed, reduced that to about 2/3 of what it was, ish, roughly. Took the density down a little bit. I brought back a little bit of the high end of the reverb. So in the reverb itself, not the instrument. In the reverb itself, I brought a little bit more high end back in. Because again, this instrument is meant to be the lead, if you like. So I think it's ready to re-record a new loop. Oh no, we lost the old one. Oh no. I'm gonna re-record a new one, friends. Let's bring in the other instruments so I can fit in with them. Do it properly here. Pretty nice. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I took a very delicious bite of my breakfast burrito that I have over here. That might be influencing my perception. But I think this came out pretty nice. As I said, there wasn't much that I wanted to change about this synth. I think it's playing nice with the others. I changed one or two things that I wanted to change about it. I think it might be good. So what that means is time to move on to some panning and output effects. Sam is into plays. Yeah. Yes. Let's do some panning on the drums first. If it's okay with you, I will have another bite of my very delicious breakfast burrito here. Only if I have your permission, though. Thank you for your permission. Wow. The kick is currently 6% to the right. Whoa. That's pretty far. Normally I like to keep the kick either center or like at most I put it to 4%. I think I'm gonna allow it. So the kick is a little to the right, 6% to the right. How about this clap snare thing? Okay, 6% to the left. I like that. What if I made it a little more to the left? I put it to 8% to the left. Now it's 10% left. So we got 6% left on the kicks, 10% left on the snare clap thing. I think it's okay. Now we got these shaker hi-hat things and the exhale. The exhale has been bothering me, honestly, because it's got that, it's like, there it is. There's like a throat whistle in it, which is unintentional. Some beatboxers control that, and they do like these awesome throat whistle things. Maybe I should learn how to control it. In the meanwhile, I'm doing some panning. The hi-hat shaker things are 28% to the left currently. Exhale is 16% to the right. I'm going to take the breath out more. I just threw it all the way to the right. I want it out more. How about this? I have it at 38% to the right now, the exhale. I think this is pretty good because of how the kick and the snare, they're both like orbiting the center, but they're not at the center. So having the exhale farther to the right, I think works pretty nicely. How about the hi-hats? This one was, they were at 28% to left. This I also want to bring out. Oh, yes, I just brought it out only a little bit, and it's already better. This is not bad. What is this? 48% to the left hi-hats. All right. Kicks are at 6% to the right. Clap snare, 14% to the left. Shaker hi-hats, 36% to the left. Exhale is 38% to the right. It's got a weird, there's like a clumsy imbalance to it, but it sits. Bass is always in the center. Sounds like Kent is getting his hair cut, and we are supposed to pray for him. There's a lot of chat that I'm getting caught up on right now. Overall, I'm reading some positive vibes, which I like. Sounds like Sam wants a bite of the breakfast burrito. There's still most of it left, so you have a little bit of time. If you can get here quick enough, you can have a bite. But I regret to inform you, I am consuming it at a, not an alarming rate, but you know, the rate at which you would consume a breakfast burrito. So you don't have a lot of time. Bass in the center is of course what I want. Now I gotta do these other two. They are currently set to the previous standard of 30-30. 30 to the left, 30 to the right. 30%. So now with the way that I've imbalanced, or not imbalanced, but the way that I've lopsided the drums, I want the right one, I want to bring the left one in and the right one out. So let's see. I'll take the left one in a little bit more. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty lopsided. But it's like sitting in the lopsided drums. I'm imagining a foot going into a shoe. I took the left one to 14% to the left. The right one is at 44%. So that's a very clear, if I bring it down to just these two layers, it's very obvious that they are panned so drastically. The bass, of course, brings you a nice, I guess, equilibrium in the pan. But the drums were already lopsided to the left, so there's this like balance that's being brought into it through that. All of this for some improvised songs that I'm going to throw out the second I make them. Now we got the other two, these bigger layers that take up more attention. These are set to the standards of 80% left and right. The previous standard across all my palettes, which I'm now, you know, tweaking. So 80% to the right and left. I think they're okay, so I'm just going to tweak them a little. Left one I'm going to bring in. The right one I might also bring in a little, but less. Wow. I just took this one out to 90% to the right. There's almost like a, you know, Nike swoosh element to this, with the drums positioned orthogonal. Wow. Yeah, I took this one here. I took this one down to 62% to the left. Previously at 80%, now to 62. And then all the way over here, we got this one over here that's 92% to the right now. Yes. Now this is an interesting panning. It's overall very right heavy. the panning, I think, is good. Pretty unique, a little exaggerated. Now I got some output effects. After the output effects, I'm going to save everything, destroy everything, rebuild a new beat to make sure I'm good with all the tweaks that I made. And then we'll be able to put a pin in and say, yes, yes, completed this palette. So let's do some output effects, starting with the drums. Nice stutter effect, which is called beat repeat for my 505 people, the beat repeat. That one's generally in good shape. How about the filter? Yep. Filter's the way I like it already. So that's good. Got some reverb on the drums. It's a bit much, maybe. Taking the length of it down a little. It was at 1.1 seconds. That's not bad. I took it down to 0.7. That's not bad. Yeah, it's good. All right, output effects on the drum layer, or the drum looper rather. Good shape. Let's do some output effects on the melody looper, starting with this one. Also stutter up here, nothing to configure, or nothing that I do configure. How's the filter? Ooh, a little different from what I usually do. Well, let's see, do I like it? Oh, that's actually kind of nice. I'm gonna allow it. Normally I'm pretty, not inflexible, but pretty, consistent with how I do my filter. Like I just said, oh yeah, my drums, the filter sounds the way I like it. Okay, good. Maybe particular. I'm very particular about the way that I use my filters. And this filter is not set up that way. It's got some settings that are not entirely different, but a little different. And I like the fact that the upper end takes you into the unfiltered sound a little more smoothly. So I might be even evolving my bass preferences on this one. I'll have to come back to it, but I'm gonna allow it. It's different from usual. Then we got a reverb. What do I think about the reverb on this? Reverb's pretty nice. It's not too overpowering. Looks like I already took out a lot of the density on it. Much of the low and high end are taken out of the reverb already. But it extends a lengthy amount of time. 3.7 seconds it's at right now. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So I'm going to leave that reverb where it's at right now. And then we got the slicer out here. I have no qualms with this slicer. Oh, here's what I gotta check. Gotta make sure it doesn't change the overall volume level, which it looks like it is doing. That's better. Now it's harder to tell when I'm putting the slicer on. Yeah, good. Nice. Okay, good. Okay. Now the slicing itself. It's a pretty simple slicer. It's more or less what I would want by default. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So the panning and the output effects, pretty fast. Always the fastest part of these live streams. Next step, my friends, is completely destroy everything, save all the settings, rebuild a new beat to make sure I'm still happy with it, call it a day. So let's see what I'm going to do in that regard. Let's destroy everything. Oh no, you're destroying everything, but I really like that thing and it was really cool. Oh, it's destroyed. All gone. Now I got to save. Let's save this one first. Nice. Everything's saved. Now I'm going to rebuild a new beat, see what I think about it, then be pretty satisfied with my work. Here it comes, my friends. What's this one going to sound like? Same instruments, probably sound totally different. Let's find out. friends, I think the answer is yes. I am indeed pretty happy with this palette as I have revised it. Let's see, Viral Beats is saying nope. Getting caught up on some nice positivity in the chat. Yeah, I guess I am pretty happy with this. I think the palette came out all right. Bringing in the leads, the heavier sounds. The panning, I think, is still good. Even though I really lopsided it and it sounds kind of extreme in some ways. I'm ready to leave it and see what I think for a while before the next round of doing, you know, when I get around again through all the 23 palettes again and I get back to this one. So here's what that means, my friends. That means it is time to close out the stream. We have successfully evolved yet another palette. That is so good. And in order to celebrate completing yet another palette, grab your drink, my friends. We are going to do a very exciting cheers moment. You are going to feel so part of this, so together and active and part of this. Thank you for being here and making this such a success. Grab a drink, my friends. I'm grabbing my water. Here it comes, my friends. I am going to count up to 3. You are going to feel all of this anticipation building. It's going to be really good. Man, you're just going to be so ecstatic with excitement. 1, 2, 3. Clink. Cheers, my friends. Yes. Man, that's so good. So good, so good. Thank you for being here today. That was such a good cheers moment. I love doing this with you. I feel so connected to you. Please like this video. Please subscribe. I see my man Synchrotron has a question in the chat. It says, do you do all this by ear? The answer is yes. Though I guess it depends what you mean by do it by ear. If you mean the melodies and such, that's because there's an auto-tuner in this looper, the top looper here. So when I do things like the bass line, or these, or this, or this, it's being fed through an auto-tuner. So I can't take much credit for being like on key. I still do the melodies, but it snaps it into place to fit, you know, something on tune, on key. I like to be as transparent as possible about the fact that I cannot sing. It's the looper making the melodies sound nice. E-Dub says, oh my god, the 505 has an auto-tune? Yeah, I was also pretty happy when I discovered that. I was like, what? What? So if you're a 505 user, E-Dub, the one you want is the electric, that input setting over here in this input effects, I guess. Electric, that's the one that does the tuning. Turn the formant up, you turn the stability all the way up, and then you put it to the scale you want. That was awesome. When I learned of that, I was like, oh man, everything's gonna sound good from now on. And then it started sounding really good. And I was like, thank you, looper. Because without the looper, without that auto-tuner, I can't sing. So this was really like a missing thing that I needed. The other missing thing that I need in general is you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making this into a very incredible, palette evolving experience. I hope to see you in the next live stream, my friends. My regulars know how we do these. These tinkering with knob streams where I mess with the palettes. I interact with you a lot in the chat. These in-studio hangout tinkering with knobs streams. My regulars know that we do those just randomly. Usually more often on the weekends, but through the week randomly sometimes too. And because they're unpredictable, the best way to join us is to make sure that you have notifications enabled, because it's whenever I have some time. And we'll just hang out for an hour or two. We also have the other category of live streams that I do, which is the Loops and Chill, where we hang out for an hour and I just make 5 or 6 songs. Improvised, building the plane while I'm flying it. Loops and Chill is every Wednesday and Saturday. We get an hour, a little over an hour. I hope to see you in one or both of those categories of live streams in the future, my friends. Join us again. You will make it so much better when you're here. Until then, my friends, please have a very good rest of your day today. Please let the rest of your day today bring you a lot of healing and enjoyment. Please, 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 please let every level of your being get enhanced today in some way, including physically, including emotionally, including mentally, including spiritually, including whatever ways, my friends. Please advance a bit, at least one small step. Please become a little bit more today, my friends. By the time that you go to sleep, by the time that you lose consciousness today, losing consciousness of this material, physical world of phenomena characterized by three-dimensional objects and three-dimensional space, all that phenomena, the three-dimensional phenomena. When your awareness moves away from this, you go to sleep. Please have a very enriching sleep. Please be a little bit more of yourself by the time you reach that point. Please be blessed today, my friends, and I will see you in the next Reconsider It live stream.